Hello everyone. This audiovisual presentation is created especially for teachers, families, carers, and the wider community who plays an essential role in supporting individuals with autism. The purpose of this video is to promote awareness of inclusion and support within the field of neurodiversity. The goal is to share person-centered strategies and interventions that can best support students with autism to gain greater independence as they engage and thrive within the school community, in which approach puts individuals with autism at the heart of planning and decision-making that recognizes their unique strengths, preferences, needs, and goals in developing the strategies that work best for them. I believe that awareness, understanding, and collaboration are key to creating inclusive learning environments where every child is valued and supported. Whether you are an educator looking for practical approaches, a family member seeking reassurance, or a community member wanting to learn more, this video is for you. Join me as we explore meaningful ways to promote inclusion and provide support that truly makes a difference in the lives of children with autism. But first, we have to understand what autism is. According to World Health Organization, autism, officially referred as Autism Spectrum Disorder or ASD, is a neurodevelopmental condition characterized by persistent challenges in social communication and interaction, restricted, repetitive patterns of behaviors, interest or activities, symptoms that appear in early childhood and affect daily functioning. The WHO emphasizes that autism exists on spectrum, meaning individuals experience varying levels of difficulty and strengths. It is not a disease, but a lifelong condition, and supportive interventions can help individuals thrive. Judy Singer, an Australian sociologist, introduced the concept of neurodiversity, viewing autism as the natural variations in human condition rather than a disorder. She argues that autism is a neurological difference, not a deficit, and should be accepted as part of human diversity. Singer's work laid the foundation of the neurodiversity movement, advocating for inclusion and support of autistic individuals rather than focusing on curing them. Her perspective challenges traditional medical models, emphasizing strength-based approaches to autism. Within the school community, individuals with autism often face several challenges that can affect their learning, social interaction, and overall well-being. These challenges can vary greatly depending on the individual, but common areas include the following. Number 1 is communication difficulties. Many children with autism experience challenges with verbal and nonverbal communication, which can make it difficult to express their needs and emotions, understand instructions, and engage in conversation with peers and teachers. Misunderstanding verbal and nonverbal cues from others can result in inappropriate responses. The second one is social interaction challenges. Students with autism may struggle with understanding social cues and body languages, forming and maintaining friendships, and participating in group activities or collaborative work. This can lead to social isolation or misunderstandings among peers and staff. The third challenge is sensory sensitivities. Schools can be an overwhelming environment due to loud noises like bells, crowded hallways, and noisy students, bright lights or strong smells, unpredictable changes in routine. These sensory challenges can cause anxiety, distress, or sensory overload, making it hard for students to focus and stay regulated. The fourth one is executive functioning issues. Individuals with ASD may find it challenging with organization, planning, and completing tasks. Disruption to established routine and structure can lead to academic underperformance, increased frustration or behavioral issues, exclusion from activities. The fifth one is the issues with fine and gross motor skills. Students with ASD have mild to moderate difficulty with fine and gross motor skills like writing, drawing, running, cutting, or throwing things. The sixth challenge is the stigma and bullying. Students with autism are often targets of bullying and social stigma due to their differences in behavior, communication, or interest. This affects their self-esteem, sense of belonging, and mental health and school engagement. And the last one is the academic challenges and transition difficulties. Some students with ASD may struggle with general curriculum. Additionally, changes between year levels, classrooms, or teachers can be particularly challenging due to teaching methods not aligned with individuals' learning style, anxiety around unfamiliar people or settings, and struggle with certain subjects and lessons. Because of these challenges, it is crucial that we dive into powerful approaches that can make a real difference in supporting students with autism, which are person-centered and evidence-based. A person-centered approach puts individual, not their diagnosis, in the center of all decisions and planning. It is about recognizing that every student with autism is unique, with their own interests, strengths, and ways of learning. Instead of focusing on what the students cannot do, we shift our mindset and focus on what they need, what they enjoy, and how they communicate best. Additionally, practices should also be evidence-based. This means that strategies and interventions are backed with solid research, things that have been tested and shown to work effectively, especially with students on the autism spectrum. Support and intervention should be personalized to fit each student while also using strategies that are backed by research. Together, they create powerful, inclusive learning environments where students with autism can truly thrive. Contemporary person-centered strategies to support individuals with autism. We may need to use visual schedules in the classroom to outline daily routines and transitions to reduce anxiety for our neurodivergent individuals who are having trouble adjusting to change. We can implement visual cues and reminders for instructions, rules, and tasks. Using graphic organizers for organizing thoughts and information may also be helpful. What to do? Create simple visual schedules, step-by-step instructions, and emotion charts. How? We can print or draw visuals. Apps like ChoiceWorks or tools like Broadmaker can help. Why? They make daily routines easier for autistic children to follow and reduce anxiety. The second one is by creating predictable and safe environments. According to research, people who have poor interoceptive awareness and oversensitivity, which may likely be in the case of most autistic individuals, will struggle if there's an abrupt change to their environment, which could cause them to get overwhelmed. By allocating a safe space to our students who experience meltdown, where they can retreat until they feel calm, we emphasize the concept of felt safety, which enables them to feel safe in their surroundings. And also, by doing this, we can teach our students to exercise their coping mechanism to control their emotions until they feel safe. What to do? Set up consistent routines and prepare children in advance for changes. How? Use classroom calendars, countdown timers, or verbal or written warnings for transitions. And why? Because predictability gives autistic learners a sense of control and safety. Third one is by building individualized support plans. As teachers and carers, we have to work closely with occupational therapies, speech therapists, and other specialists to develop and implement individualized support plans. We also need to undergo ongoing trainings on neurodiversity and inclusive practices. What to do? Collaborate with allied health professionals to create a personalized learning plan. How to do this? Use individual education plans or IEPs, input from therapists and students' strengths. And why do we have to do this? Because every autistic student is different. Tailored plans meet unique needs. Another strategy is by setting up sensory-friendly spaces. It is important to provide a sensory-friendly and inclusive classroom design with adjustable lighting, noise-canceling headphones, and quiet areas for breaks. We also need to provide tools such as fidget toys, weighted blankets, or sensory bins to help with self-regulation. We can also think about using mobile furniture to easily rearrange classroom configuration for different activities or creating signage that combine text and pictures to promote learning. What to do? Offer quiet areas or sensory tools like noise-canceling headphones or fidgets. How? Dedicate a calming corner in the classroom or use simple sensory bins. Why do you have to do this? Because it supports regulation and prevents sensory overload. Fifth strategy is by fostering peer support. What to do? We encourage inclusive play, buddy systems, and model positive interactions. How do we do this? Use circle time to teach empathy and acceptance, or set up lunch social groups. And why this strategy is chosen? It is because it promotes friendships and reduces isolation for autistic students. Another strategy is by using assistive technology. What to do? We can explore apps or devices that aid communication and learning. How? Trial apps with support from speech therapies or occupational therapies can be used. Why this is chosen? Because technology can empower autistic students to participate and express themselves. Last strategy, but not the least, is communication with families regularly. Involving families in the planning and support process will ensure consistency across the school and home environment. What to do? Establish two-way communication through journals, emails, or meetings. How can we do this? We can share successes, concerns, and strategies used at school and home. And why this strategy is chosen? It is because consistency between school and home environment improves students' outcome. However, implementing these inclusion strategies in the classroom can be challenging to many barriers. Staff may not fully understand autism or inclusive strategies. How to address this? Number one is by providing regular professional development on autism and inclusive education. Offer access to online courses or invite guest speakers. And number three, encourage peer sharing of effective practices. Another barrier is the limited resources and funding. Schools may not have enough funding or support staff's sensory tools or technology. How we can address this? Apply government or NGO grants focus on inclusive education. Use low-cost or DIY resources like printed visuals and calm corners. And advocate within school boards for prioritized resources allocation. Another barrier is a time constraint. Teachers may lack time to plan and personalize strategies. How to address this? Number one is to build collaborative planning sessions into weekly schedules. Teachers can also use templates and ready-made resources for IEPs and visual supports. And they can delegate roles like assign a teaching aide to support implementation. There's also the attitudinal barriers. Misconceptions or low expectations may affect inclusion. How we can address this? Host disability awareness session for staff, students, and families. We can share success stories and promote a growth mindset. And create a school culture that celebrates neurodiversity. By addressing these barriers through targeted strategies and commitment to inclusive education, schools can create more supportive and effective learning environments for individuals with autism. In school community, inclusion is not just an initiative. It is a commitment to creating safe, respectful, and supportive environment where every student feels seen, heard, and valued. We recognize that all learners are different, and we embrace these differences as strengths. As we move forward, we will continue to build an environment where every student, including those with autism and other diverse needs, can access learning equitably and meaningfully. This means providing individualized support, using inclusive teaching strategies, and creating flexible learning spaces that respect sensory and communication differences. We are committed to working closely with families, carers, and the wider community to ensure a holistic and person-centered approach to education. Together, we are creating a school where everyone belongs, where diversity is not just accepted, but celebrated. This is the future we envision, an inclusive community where every learner has the opportunity to thrive.